Now, earlier this month, the former Republic of Ireland international Reid quit his role as assistant coach at Nottingham Forest to begin a new career as a mental wellbeing coach. Reid, who made almost 200 Premier League appearances, experienced mental health struggles of his own, including panic attacks. Reid sat down with our reporter James Green to explain his decision to take a new path.
Well, it's something I've been thinking about for some time, really. I've had a few discussions as the season's progressed with Steve and with my family, those close to me. I've been close to sort of going with it on a couple of occasions, but just felt sort of this was the perfect time. Obviously an unbelievable season to finish on with Nottingham Forest, but it was a tough decision after the promotion, but I've kind of decided to go with my heart and head and give this opportunity and this venture a real go this time.
I saw a statement from Steve Cooper, who spoke so highly about you and the role you played at Nottingham Forest, but did say there's just this extra passion he's got for mental well-being and mental health and helping people. Where do you think that passion really stems from?
Probably living through it, probably going through some really, really tough times as a player, as a coach, difficult moments. You know, when I was a little bit younger, trying to sort of make my way in the game. So having experienced a lot of those emotions and the emotional side of it and how difficult it is, it's become a passion to try and help those that may be going through it themselves. Fortunately, I've been one of those that have kind of sought out help when I've needed it. Obviously, that's not the case for everybody, but I've been in clubs where the medical departments have been first class.
How tough were the toughest moments that you faced?
Really tough, really tough. You know, you're talking about real severe anxiety, stress, you know, panic attacks. I can remember, you know, heading out to my car, off to go to a Premier League game to play, to start the game, having a panic attack, having to go back inside and calm myself down. I've had one on the pitch on a couple of occasions. I've experienced that on the pitch, and it's a real tough moment. That, you know, it's a real tough moment to deal with, to manage. You find the tools and you speak to the right people to get through those moments, but it doesn't really get much tougher than that in a Premier League game, to be experiencing those emotions on top of the actual performance of dealing with a Premier League game anyway, let alone the emotional side of it. My spell at West Brom it became really difficult from a physical point of view. You know, with my knee, I had 2 career-threatening knee surgeries. So on top of the physical side, which was a battle, I'd often train a day or 2 a week. You know, often Roy Hodgson, when I worked under him at West Brom, would just tell me to go out and train on the Friday, play the Saturday. So on top of the physical side, how difficult that is, if you add on that mental aspect, which actually for me is more difficult, because you can heal, you can do your rehab for your injuries physically, but mentally it's dealing with it through the week, it's dealing with it into the game, it's dealing with, perhaps especially in the modern game, the abuse that players are now facing when they step off the pitch. It can become all-consuming, and quite often people have not got any support around them, not got anyone to talk to, sometimes just to get it out there, just to let someone know and to share that these feelings can be normal, you know, and to normalise it, and just to let others know that, you know, I too have been through it, and you can succeed if you find that right support and get those tools in place to get through it.
Who are you looking to help, and how much are you dedicating your time to this?
From now going forward, it is going to be taking up, you know, all of my time alongside the family bits and pieces, but ultimately the aim is to help individuals, so that could be on a one-to-one basis. You know, anybody in sport, might not be footballers. I think sport as a whole, you know, that athletic performance, and the staff as well, because having been on coaching staffs for the last 7 years, a lot of the time it's a real tough one, you know, dealing with all the emotional side of it for the staff, because you're, you know, often in a position that's uncertain, changes of managers, and, you know, your own security can be tested. So, you know, really open to getting involved at clubs and sort of helping organisations in a little bit more knowledge, maybe for them, in being open and honest in the struggles that I've faced, in the struggles I'm sure that, you know, the players and many coaching staff and athletes are facing, and just sharing really. And even if it's, you know, a few players that take comfort in the story and in seeing the statement, if that's could be their almost light bulb moment in just them thinking, do you know what, it's okay to feel this way, I'm not the only one, which I felt a lot during this journey, that I was the only one having these thoughts and feelings that, you know, I thought that no one else in the whole of football would be feeling. But hopefully it's just to normalise these things and, you know, just get that little bit more awareness around it.
You say that you think and you hope that we're in maybe a better place right now, the professional game, to support players and staff through maybe mental health struggles that they might be having. Is there still a long way to go though?
I think there's a massively long way to go. You know, part of this is actually, obviously I want to be of benefit to players that are going through certain issues now, and coaching staff and athletes in general, but the aim ultimately is to kind of get in there before problems develop, before the emotional side of it and the pressures and the anxieties and the stress take hold. It's before someone decides to ring a helpline and, you know, make a call that is, you know, in a place where they don't want to be.
Well, you can read an extended version of that interview on the website. Reid has tweeted this morning to say this: "It wasn't easy to sit down and open up for the first time about the extent of some of the tough moments in my career, but glad I did, as are we." Really good to see such a candid interview.